So if you're someone who edges your tarot decks or oracle decks or Lenormand or whatever it is that you use as far as cartomancy or divination tools, then you probably, oh, if you have checked this deck out, this is the Cosmic Slumber Tarot deck. It is very Gen Z, and she used this kind of pastel purple on the edge here. So I got this Deco Color paint pen. And as you can see, you know, the edges are white because of the cardstock underneath, but I just don't like that. That's why I edge my decks, because after use, it kind of turns this white into a brownish, grayish, yellow kind of tingy. I just don't like that look. So that's why I do this in paint, so it's permanent and it stays on, and yeah, it really doesn't affect anything about the deck whatsoever. So that's why I do that. And as you can see, it's coming out pretty well. So I'm actually really excited. Nothing on my edges or anything like that. There's a little bleed over, but you know, that'll kind of come off the more that you use the cards. So, and I wipe it down with a tissue, just a regular tissue, and any excess paint that gets on the face of the card or the back of the card, I just wipe it off with a tissue. It's pretty standard, you know, but I just wanted to walk through. I did buy this like pastel Deco Color set because I do have some decks that require colors like this, so I thought getting the pack was more I don't know, it was good to have on hand, I should say, you know, these extra colors. I definitely needed the pink, purple, and yellow. So yeah, I like Deco Color. I use the silver and gold a lot too. So I got this at Michael's, and then I got this one on Amazon, and I got these on Amazon. I'm also going to be trimming a deck called the Syrian Starseed Tarot because they're very, very large cards, and I'm going to be edging it in this fluorescent green. So, yeah, I love edging decks. I think it's just like, it's also really meditative. Like I put on a podcast, or I put on something that I like to listen to that, you know, is like maybe an hour, 2 hours long, and I just get to edging, and it's really therapeutic in a way. So, and you get a good result in the end. And that's it. Just want to let you guys know what I do. So some of you may have noticed that I've been using my tarot of the New Vision. I edged this in like an emerald green to match the backs here, and I'm really happy with this result too. This is a Crayola pearlescent paint marker that I used. I do have 2 tins of those, that collection. It comes in a tin. There's like 6 or 7 colors, and it comes with an iridescent, and I just find that those were the ones that I started off using. So now I'm branching out into other companies, other types of markers, consistencies, what have you. But I primarily try to use paint markers because they don't transfer, and you know that's a big thing, because if you're using like a Sharpie or something like that, that's the first time I edged a deck, I used a black Sharpie marker, and it was on my Rider Tarot, and I fucked up the whole thing because the Sharpies, that was just transferring to my hands. Sharpies are permanent, but doesn't mean they're not going to transfer with use. So I switched over to using paint markers, and it dries really quickly. There's hardly anything that comes off when I'm wiping the edges after I edge one of the cards, and there's no transfer whatsoever, and they're vibrant and very pretty. So yeah, I'm really happy that I found those markers. But yeah, this is one of my favorite decks, and I was really happy to use it. I'm keeping the edges of the borders on these cards because I just don't feel it's necessary to trim them. But for larger decks or decks that are kind of uncomfortable to use, because I have large hands as it is, but the next deck that I am trimming is like double the size of it's almost impossible to shuffle those cards. So if I find that I have a deck that's too hard for me to handle, they're just too large, I will trim them down as best I can. So I'm venturing into doing that, and I may put a video out of myself doing that process. So, and that's that. That's my cards there. Yep.